After I shower in the morning and I washed my hair, I put it up in a bun while it's still wet. And I feel like that's like going to send some people into a coma. But my hair is strictly straight, and unless I maneuver it while it's still wet, it will be straight. Like I cannot heat curl it, it will be straight anyway. So I put it in a bun to give it some depth besides just straightness. I also need to trim my bangs and my eyebrows, but I feel lazy today, so that's an adventure for another day. So today is Tuesday, the 9th of June. I just have to work later. Don't think I have any plans this week. I'm doing something with my mom on Saturday. I do have the whole weekend off, so I should think of something, but I don't know what to do. I got books from the bookstore yesterday. I'm gonna put those on my TBR shelf. So I'll show you my TBR, what that looks like. I need to reorganize it. I don't think I've explained my bookshelf situation. So on the top is my special editions. I have multiple copies of certain books. And then the second shelf is my partner's books. And then these two shelves are books that I've already read that I own. I've read more books than this. I either just got them from the library or I didn't feel the need to keep them, because most important to me is having a book collection that reflects me as a reader and not necessarily quantity of books that I've read. And then this is my seasonal TBR. I won't exclusively read from this, and I might not even read all the books on this, but that's just like my mood for summer. And then I have two more bookshelves over here. I don't want to out myself as a hoarder. One of the bookshelves is just trinkets, and then the other one is all of my childhood books and all of my nonfiction and poetry and short story collections and some manga. But I will show you one book. This was my favorite picture book from when I was a kid, and let me know if you can relate. My dad would read this book to me every night. Anybody else? Frog Belly Ratbone, anybody else? I need to get a tattoo from this. It's just, the artwork in this is so good. If any of you are parents, please read this to your child. So for the most part, it's pretty dingy. But then at the end, all the flowers bloom, and it's so cute. So if your parents are as weird as mine and read this book to you when you were a kid, I think we should start a club. I'm gonna go reorganize my TBR. Yeah, let's go. So this is a revolving bookcase. You can't really see, but there's more under here. I use it as my nightstand as well, so there's a bunch of stuff on top. Some of these are gifts, and I keep them out of politeness, but I don't necessarily plan on reading them. I'll donate them once I'm older and wiser. This is on my TBR. I've technically read until like right about there, but I checked it out from the library, so it lapsed and I had to return it before I could finish it. So it's on here. I'll reread it. So yeah, some of them are just not in places that they should be, and I got 5 more books to put on here. There is empty slots in the bottom, and not all of these are filled all the way up, so I have plenty of room. It's okay. I just don't want to buy more books than what this can hold. I'll be back once this is done. So if you're ever wondering what I do for makeup, I barely wear any makeup, so I'd honestly be surprised, but this is what I do. I use the Dior blush in Rosy Glow, the really pink shade. I'm cool toned and I'm already rosy, so this just like make sure that I don't lose my color throughout the day, which I tend to do. Also, I know my bangs look bad today. I don't care. I put it the apples of my cheeks, on my eyelids, on my nose. And this is the same shade of rosy that I naturally am. So this just makes the rosy go kind of all over. And like, can you even tell a difference? I like making subtle changes and then wear a lip liner or like brownish red. And I'll only put a little bit on and then I'll buff it out. But I've been more into a lip liner lately. I really like MAC Stone. I feel like that's a pretty common color, but I need to sharpen it. We'll do some ASMR. I love this sound. I really hope you can't hear that mowing next door. Oh my gosh. Well, it's just a leaf blower because nobody has grass in their lawn because that's so much money, so much water. It's just rocks. So I go all around and then I go down the center for that Angelina Jolie look. Sometimes I do another pass, sometimes I don't. It just depends on how dark I want my lip liner to be that day. My eyebrows, I said in the last clip I needed to trim my eyebrows, and I did that. And they're so thin that I want my lips to match. So I just have really dry lips, just naturally. Wearing just lip liner makes my lips look really dry, which like can be a look, but not for me. So I really like this NYX matte lip balm. This shade in particular is a nice color for this kind of lip color. It makes it appear that I'm just wearing the lip liner because of the matteness. And voila. That's such a beautiful color. I finished Call Me By Your Name. This is my 4th read in the span of 6 years. So I read it twice in 2019, once in 2023, and now it's 2026. That's 7 years, yeah. I think this is gonna be my last read for a longer time. However much I felt differently reading it than I did at 21, I don't feel differently enough. I just didn't feel like I needed to reread it again. Although I'm glad to see how different I felt throughout the years reading it, I'm probably not going to visit it for a really long time, like probably another 10 years. And then I'll bury it somewhere in northern Italy. And then that's it. Also, I try to keep my annotations different every round so that I can tell the difference. There's only like one other way I can think of right now to annotate this. So when I'm like 33, I'll read it again. So that's book 1 done this month. Next, I am on page 305 of the final book in the Neapolitan Quartet, The Story of the Lost Child. It's crazy. The thing about this series is that shit's crazy right now. Still so many pages left. Almost 170 pages left. I want to do nothing else but read this. I'm probably going to just read this for the rest of the day, and that's it. So after that's done, I think I'm gonna move on to Summer by Edith Wharton. Just because it's so unbelievably hot outside, but it's only going to get hotter, and I don't know if I want to save this for like the hottest day of the year. I don't think I should. I think I should just go for it. And then also, I do crochet, and I haven't like really been doing it for a while. I do like the small little fillet from time to time, but now I want to make a top right now. So I'm using this multicolored yarn, and I'm going to make one of those like, this chair is so squeaky. I'm gonna make one of those off the shoulder, not off the shoulder, but boat neck slouchy tops that is like tight around the waist and then really slouchy around the chest. I'm very hesitant about crocheting clothes just because I live in the desert. I really like the feel of cotton yarn and no other type of yarn, and it just gets really thick and uncomfortable. Anyways, I'm gonna make a short form review about Call Me By Your Name, and then I'm gonna read and crochet for the rest of today. You'll probably see me again once I finish The Story of the Lost Child, which I want to do, if not today, then tomorrow. I need to know everything right now. I've kind of left my friend in the dust because I'm reading this with one of my friends. I've kind of left her in the dust, unfortunately. Not intentionally, but simply because I need to know everything right now. But she's not that far behind me. She's 30 chapters behind me, which, if you know, like a chapter is like a page. Also, that is my partner's setup. Let me know if you want like a tour of anything. We have artwork on the walls I can show you more in-depthly, but I don't know if everybody likes that stuff. I feel like I'm the only one that's ever curious about that when I watch other people's vlogs. I'm like, I need to know what that artwork is, where it comes from, why you put it on a wall. Anyway, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next clip. Also, I totally forgot to mention this, but the other day I wore Ripe by Henry Rose, and I don't like it. And I thought I should let you know. It's way too sweet for me. But if you like really sweet, fruity florals, I think you would like this one. Because it's not a bad fruity floral. It's just way too sweet for me. So yeah. Hello. It is Friday now. I don't typically do standing shots because I am quite a tall person and my tripod doesn't go very high, so I'd have to stand pretty far away from the camera, and that just feels kind of goofy to me, but we're doing it today. See, and I took one step forward and I'm basically out of the shot. Why? I should update you. Last night I finished The Story of a Lost Child. Mostly I am just grappling with the fact that it's over. I just can't believe that it's over. I wasn't ready to be done. There was so much. I wanted to hear from her still. I'm not ready for it to be done. But I still have the mini-series. So I have that going for me still, and then I will be depressed over it. Also, I should say this, the entire series every book is a 5 out of 5 stars. Nothing happened that I felt unnecessary. Nothing happened that took me by surprise. It was all very understandable. Next, I'm going to read Summer by Edith Wharton. I'm on chapter 2. I just read a little bit before bed because I just had to process my brilliant friend being done. Can you hear the AC? I'm sorry when the AC turns on, but also I'm not turning the AC off. I think is a high of 106 today. I don't know. Anyway, so that's what I'm moving on to next. The plan today, I don't work, which is a beautiful thing. I'm gonna go to Barnes & Noble. I'm gonna buy some books that I've already read, not books to read, because I think my TBR is full enough. It's not completely full, but it's full enough. I want to get books that I've already read that I'm just dying to have on my shelves. I think my limit today is 3 books, but I might also get a pastry from the cafe. So a long time ago, 4 years ago, I worked at a Barnes & Noble cafe for just a month or 2, not very long. But did you know that all of the food is from the Cheesecake Factory? That's a fun fact for you. Because a lot of people think it's just a Starbucks licensed store, but it's not. They're just licensed to sell coffee and that's it. So they'll sell Starbucks drinks. All the food is from the Cheesecake Factory, and all the money goes back to Barnes. I do know Barnes & Noble is not the greatest. However, I wouldn't say that they're the worst. No bookstore near me has new books or offers discounts. And when I went to the used bookstore on Monday with my friend, I looked for these books and they didn't have them. Don't cancel me. I'm gonna go to Barnes & Noble and find these books. And also, I just want to get out of the house. I love being inside my house. I can't guarantee that I'm going to film because when I go outside, my number one mission is to get out of there as fast as I can so I can be back inside. I am a bit of a hermit. Also, I'm so sleepy. Do I look extremely tall right now? Oh, for perfume, yesterday I wore Queens and Monsters by Henry Rose. I'm just going through the Henry Rose Discover set, and I think this one's my favorite. This one in London are my favorite. They're very good. Today, I'm going to wear Dave, even though it's summer, simply because I want to give them all a fair chance by wearing them all day for at least a day. By the way, these scents last very well, but I don't like gourmands, so I'm probably not gonna like it and gonna regret it, but maybe I won't. Maybe this will open me up to the world of gourmands. My ripe sample, I'm going to give to my coworker because she really liked it. I don't like it, so. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys a bit later when I have my haul and if I have any other updates for you today. It is now the following Tuesday. I haven't finished Summer by Edith Wharton. To be honest, it's more slow moving than Ethan Frome, so it's hard for me to be I really want to read this right now. I'm almost 40 pages in. This is 120 pages, so it's not very long. I don't feel particularly inclined to reach for it, so I might put it off for a week just to engage myself more in other reading. Also, I know it's summer. The air's really cold in my house right now, and I wanted to feel like it's fall. It's the only way I can survive is by playing pretend. That's all the reading I've done the past few days. I've started watching Gilmore Girls. It's my first time watching Gilmore Girls. I've tried in the past to watch it, but they annoy me. I just feel like I can't particularly identify with them I was never academically inclined, and I know I'm an avid reader now, but it took me a while to get to where I am. But I have learning disabilities, so during school it was really hard for me to feel like I fit in or was allowed the space that I was. Even in elementary school, I had to take the special ed classes. So I just felt it particularly hard to relate to. And although I had a single mother when I was little, I feel like that was not my personal experience. Just the schools that she's talking about were never on the table for me. And I know that Lorelai was a debutante and she tried to separate herself from that life because she just didn't identify with it. She still benefits from it in a way that I find personally obnoxious. No offense to anybody who identifies with it, but it's not for me personally. But now I think I'm at a point where I can watch media or partake in media that I don't necessarily identify with or like. I like watching it with my partner and making fun of the choices that they make, the things that they say, what they choose to believe. I cut my bangs this morning and they're very choppy. But it's okay, it's the look. I'm gonna talk about this more in my next vlog. I'm gonna start filming my next vlog once I stop this one. I got some books from the library. All Fours is what I'm reading right now. I really loved The First Bad Man by Miranda July, so I have high hopes for this one. So far, I'm already extremely anxious. Anyways, I'll see you guys next week.